Hello, and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is Matt Lateplo, and on behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you have joined us for our next live presentation from Wonderfi Technologies, Inc., a digital asset platform operator. Please note, you can submit questions in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meetings tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I am very pleased to welcome Dean Skirka, President and CEO of Wonderfi Technologies, Inc., which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol WONDF and on the TSX under the symbol WNDR. Welcome, Dean.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the intro, and thank you to everybody attending. As mentioned, my name is Dean Skirka. I'm the President and CEO at Wonderfi. We are a Canadian-based digital asset company that is focused on providing diversified exposure to our shareholders across the digital asset ecosystem. Wonderfi completed a meaningful acquisition in July of this year that brought together some of the leading brands and platforms in the Canadian digital asset ecosystem. On the back of that acquisition, looking forward, the company's core focus will revolve around these four key brands for the platform. Bitbuy and Coinsquare are two of Canada's largest and longest serving digital asset platforms that are uniquely positioned in the market with their products and services and the regulatory licenses that they hold. We'll dive into more of that as we move forward. SmartPay is a very exciting business for us. It is a B2B crypto to fiat payment processor that allows merchants to accept digital assets for goods and services without assuming any price risk by liquidating the digital assets for the merchant in real time and giving them the fiat in return. This is an area that we've seen tremendous growth with in a difficult market environment for digital assets. This is a platform that allows us to onboard global clients, and this is a component of our business that we believe provides investors with long-term growth looking forward. Tetra Trust is another exciting opportunity for us. This is a business that we own 43% of through our acquisition of Coinsquare in July of this year. Tetra Trust is uniquely positioned as the first and only licensed custodian in Canada for digital assets. This gives Tetra a very unique position for meaningful market share looking ahead for custodying digital assets in Canada. Our exchange businesses and our payments business have meaningful synergies with Tetra, and as the single largest shareholder of that business, our job is to support it long term and allow it to continue to grow with our other operating entities. In terms of why we're excited about Wonderfi and why we believe shareholders should be excited about Wonderfi as well, as mentioned, we do have four of the market leading crypto platforms in some of the core segments in the industry today. Exchanges and trading are at the heart of the digital asset industry today. It effectively allows participants to on-ramp into the industry and at the same time off-ramp out of the industry when they're ready to sell their digital assets. Bitbuy and Coinsquare sit right at the middle of that in Canada with some of the largest user bases in the country independently and with some of the best products and services in market in the country. In addition to, we also have SmartPay and Tetra, which allow our investors to get the benefit of a more diversified basket of platforms in the digital asset ecosystem with meaningful upside and opportunity for long-term growth. In addition to, the company is fully funded with a strong balance sheet, meaning we are very well positioned to not only weather the storms that we have gone through over the last year and a half, but be in a position to actually invest in meaningful ways into growing our businesses. One example being through the SmartPay business, which we have seen really strong growth with, and we are looking to continue and compound on that. When you put these platforms together, we have Canada's largest user base for digital assets with over 1.6 million registered accounts across our various platforms, including retail and institutional accounts. Lifetime, these platforms would have generated about $17 billion of trading volume across the various platforms, making us one of the leaders in the country for users and trading volume as well. I've touched on this a little bit, but through our acquisitions and diversification of the products and services we offer, we have been very much focused on diversifying our revenue streams. Combined, these platforms would have generated approximately $37 million in revenue in 2022. And through the institutional trading segment that has been a really strong area of growth for us, through our staking product, which I'll dive into more as we move forward, and through SmartPay, our B2B crypto payments provider. What we have done is set the stage to allow our business to offer diversified streams of revenue long term that are adjacent to the crypto industry, but not directly tied to sentiment and trading and speculation of digital assets. In terms of the diversified exposure that I referenced, at the core, as I mentioned, both Bitbuy and Coinsquare are traditional retail crypto trading platforms. Over the last few years, both have developed the products and services to be able to service the growing institutional demand for digital assets. This is through our OTC private wealth offering that is targeted to high net worth corporate clients, institutional accounts, really providing them with white glove service, dedicated account reps, and best pricing and instant liquidity on the capital that they're looking to process. As I hinted, this has been an area of significant growth for us over the last year, and it's an area we're really excited about as Canada is uniquely positioned from a regulatory perspective, which we believe opens a door for even further institutional adoption in the coming years. With some of the licenses that we have and some of the products and capabilities that we offer, we are incredibly well positioned to continue to own market share in Canada in the institutional segment. I've touched on custody, briefly as it relates to Tetra, but this is a segment that we're incredibly excited about. As mentioned, with the growing institutional demand in Canada for digital assets, these institutions need a regulated custodian that they can rely on to custody these assets. We believe Tetra can serve that void and really grow market share long term by servicing these clients. Naturally, as we work with these clients on the trading side, there is a ton of opportunity for us to provide them the education on and the benefits of the Tetra solution. We've touched on staking and crypto payments, briefly, but again, these are two products and two verticals that we feel differentiate our business from a products and services perspective, and at the same time diversify not only the exposure to our shareholders, but diversify our revenue streams longer term going forward, which should create significant opportunities. Staking allows our retail and institutional clients on Bitbuy to stake their proof of stake assets, which generates a yield for doing so. Ethereum today pays approximately 4%. And when you look at other digital assets like Polkadot, for example, the yield on an annualized basis can be north of 10%. Staking ensures that our clients are retaining their assets on our platform, and at the same time enables Wonderfi through its platform Bitbuy to generate additional revenue streams, more stable and reliable revenue streams, and at the same time continue to be innovative in terms of the products and services that we're offering the Canadian market. Crypto payments I've touched on and I'll dive into more, but this is an area, as mentioned, we've seen really strong growth over the last year and a half. This is a segment that we believe is one of the faster growing areas in the crypto industry. This is an area within the crypto industry that is less tied to sentiment and trade and speculation. There is real utility and need for people to use crypto payments in certain parts of the world today. You think about parts of the world where there might be lack of trust in government or banking, which may lead to or could also have impacts on volatility in local currencies. In these cases, crypto payments are providing real world utility to these jurisdictions. Longer term, we think about a world where crypto payments and the ability to use crypto for payments will grow significantly as adoption and user experience grow with it. And so we believe SmartPay is incredibly well positioned today to not only serve the crypto payments activity where it exists today, but be positioned to also capture that longer tail market as the market continues to mature and evolve. One of our core competencies and core strengths is our regulatory positioning. At its core, Wonderfi has always been focused on acquiring platforms that have clear and concise regulation in place, which gives our shareholders confidence in our abilities to operate the businesses that we conduct today. At the same time, regulation also enables us to look ahead to the products and services that we know our clients want that we look to offer in a regulatory compliant manner. One example would be staking, which is a product and service that Bitbuy launched in December of last year after working with the regulators for 6 months to develop not only the comfort from a regulatory perspective, but also the user flows and the tools and policies in place that we established to protect our clients. This is an example of how we have used regulation to advance the products and services that we offer to our clients, and also be in a position where we can offer these products and services that are popular in the crypto industry in a regulatory compliant manner to Canadians, thereby protecting them and offering them a very safe and compliant venue to conduct this activity. This slide here represents the trend in the crypto market in Canada with respect to regulation. CIRO is formerly IROC and the leading investment regulatory body in Canada. Coinsquare, the platform we acquired July of this year, is the first and only to date registered platform with CIRO. Through the acquisition, we have strategic initiatives in place to consolidate all of the crypto trading activity through our various platforms into the Coinsquare regulated entity, which will then enable not only all of our 1.6 million accounts to get the benefits of operating within the most regulated platform in the country, but as mentioned, it will also enable us to offer additional products and services beyond trading and staking. Some of those will be margin and derivatives, and we are also looking at equities trading as a common overlap with our user base and looking to offer them a seamless way to be able to trade across asset types into digital assets, out of equities, or vice versa. We also believe that there are significant barriers to entry that are created on the back of our regulatory positioning. As mentioned, Coinsquare is the only crypto native investment dealer with CIRO, formerly IROC, which is most equivalent to FINRA in the United States. There are significant benefits that our clients will get the benefit of, one of which is the $1 million SIPIF insurance coverage for cash and Coinsquare accounts. As mentioned, we believe this gives us a really strong regulatory moat in Canada as it relates to our domestic competitors and our international competitors as well. Satisfying the CIRO requirements was a significant hurdle for Coinsquare that took significant time and effort and modification to the platform and the way it operates. At its core, you can think about increased compliance costs. You can think about additional insurance requirements, potentially staffing requirements. But where we think the barrier is most significant is with the regulatory capital requirements that will be imposed on these platforms that Coinsquare currently complies with, and the platform adjustments and the customization needed to actually satisfy CIRO with the platform that you offer in market. Some of those platform adjustments can be, books and records, SOC 1 audits. There can be reporting requirements. There are significant hurdles required, and we believe that this gives Coinsquare and Wonderfi a significant opportunity to leverage the licenses that it has to continue to push more products and services in the market, while our domestic and international competitors are focused on how they comply with CIRO and becoming a CIRO member. Quickly on the capital structure, our largest single shareholder is a company named Mogo, which became a shareholder through the acquisition of Coinsquare, and management owns a significant percentage of the company, which really aligns the business and the shareholders long term and the people operating the business longer term as well. Just go into each platform now and spend a few minutes talking about some of the differences and the utility behind them. Bitbuy is one of the longest serving crypto trading platforms in Canada. Began operating in 2016. Currently has about 24 assets supported on the platform, with over 730,000 registered users, over $300 million in assets under custody. And one of the big differentiators for Bitbuy in the Canadian market today is its staking offering. And so Bitbuy at its core is a crypto trading platform the same way a Coinbase or Kraken would be. It has multiple offerings tailored to multiple different participants in the ecosystem. We have Bitbuy Express Trade, which is geared towards first-time participants, newer participants that are looking to buy, $100, $200, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum in a self-directed manner. We have Express Trade, which provides the more sophisticated traders the abilities to trade more, in more an advanced way, whether that's limit orders or leveraging charting or market depth. That product and service is really geared towards the more sophisticated trader. As mentioned, one of the strong areas of our platform has been the Bitbuy Private Wealth and Corporate Solutions department with our APIs as well. And so what that's allowed us to do is really find a niche market in Canada with corporations, high net worths that are looking to enter into or actively remain in the digital asset ecosystem. Through our APIs, we have been able to also go after corporate clients that are adjacent and similarly positioned in the digital asset ecosystem to us that need liquidity services. This week, we announced a partnership with a company called LocalCoin, which is the biggest Bitcoin ATM operator in Canada. They needed a liquidity provider to process all of those purchases through the ATMs, and leveraging our APIs and our technology, we are able to support them. On the back of that, we now have over 50% of the Bitcoin ATMs in Canada leveraging Bitbuy for liquidity. This is a great example of how our wealth department and our APIs can come together to really build out a meaningful market share in the corporate client segment in Canada. And as mentioned, through Bitbuy Staking, which is one of 3 regulated platforms in the country to offer staking, is again one of the main product differentiators for us in the Canadian market. Launched in December of last year, we have seen an approximate 450% increase in the total dollar value of assets staked on our platform. I've mentioned the benefits of staking, from a client retention perspective and from a revenue diversification perspective, but at its core, staking is one of those products and services that are becoming table stakes for any platform in the market. It was very important for us to adopt that early and be one of the first movers in the country. And today we have the largest offering of assets that you can stake in Canada on a regulated platform with 7 assets. Moving over to Coinsquare, as mentioned, this is Canada's longest serving digital asset platform in market since 2014, with over 40 assets supported and $360 million in assets under custody. These 2 businesses are very complementary and, as mentioned, in our view, the 2 leading trading platforms in the country for digital assets. Similarly positioned with the various offerings that they have in market, tailored to the various sort of users in the industry. Coinsquare Trade and Coinsquare Pro are both similar to what Bitbuy offers through its Express and Pro Trade. And the one unique thing that Coinsquare does is it enables over 900 plus trading pairs through its easy to use quick trade. Its Coinsquare Wealth platform is quite similar to Bitbuy's, that it is focused on the growing institutional and corporate client base in Canada for digital assets. Combined, we believe these 2 over-the-counter wealth groups represent the biggest OTC wealth department or group in the country. And as mentioned, this has been an area where we have experienced meaningful growth this year and believe we will continue to see meaningful growth in this area, again, through the licenses that we have. In the example with Coinsquare as the first and only CIRO member for digital assets, which certainly unlocks significant opportunity from the institutional perspective. And through Bitbuy and the APIs and the tools that they've developed, you can really see how we can target a different side of the wealth corporate client segment. In terms of synergies, there are obviously significant synergies between Bitbuy and Coinsquare that we are looking to extract, in real time. Bitbuy's trading and staking platform and backend technology, we are looking to effectively bridge the 2 tech stacks so that from a business and operational perspective, we can operate one tech stack, one back office CRM, and provide the exact same level of service to our users. In addition to that, will unlock opportunities such as Coinsquare's clients being able to stake as Bitbuy's are today. The target for this initiative is Q1 of 2024. On the back of that, we think The client experience is enhanced significantly. There are also meaningful operational and cost synergies that the company will get the benefit of through this as well. Coinsquare has a very strong algorithmic trading team that they've developed with leading technology that will allow us to continue to offer competitive pricing and continue to offer our clients not only the competitive pricing as well, but allow us to hedge those costs in the background through deeper liquidity pools and increased capabilities. And as we extend that service across the Bitbuy and provide those services through to the SmartPay platforms, we expect meaningful synergies for the business as well. I touched on this briefly, but from a sales OTC desk, we really believe bringing these two desks and these two sales groups together creates not only the largest in terms of size OTC desk in the country, but in terms of capabilities and offerings through our licensing and through our technology. We believe that this is an area that we will continue to grow meaningful market share in as we move forward. Touched on SmartPay quite a bit, but at its core, SmartPay enables merchants to accept digital assets with no chargeback or pricing risk. We think the biggest thing for growth in this subsidiary operating entity of ours will just be education. Education around merchants accepting digital assets, education around merchants understanding that they don't need to hold the physical digital assets. Some of the biggest pushback today is, well, I'm not interested in holding Bitcoin, the volatility, I'm unsure how to sell it. SmartPay handles all of that and enables merchants to accept, in effect, attract a wider audience of potential users by expanding, the offerings that they have for payment. We've seen really strong growth with this business. It's been operational since 2020. It's conducted approximately 500 million of volume lifetime and over $1 million, 1 million transactions, and has licenses globally to support the business. What do we like about SmartPay? SmartPay provides predictable B2B revenue streams in the digital asset ecosystem and enables us to onboard global clients. That, for us, I believe, is one of the key things for SmartPay. Whereas our crypto trading businesses can only onboard and service Canadian residents and corporations, SmartPay is able to service the global digital asset ecosystem. And as mentioned earlier, there are significant jurisdictions globally where crypto payments are far more prevalent today than they are in North America. Those are the markets that SmartPay is targeting, and those are the reasons behind a lot of the growth that we've seen on a month-over-month basis. Being licensed and regulated across the globe with multiple licenses enables our ability to be able to onboard those users. And we believe that international reach is something that not only adds excitement to the Wonderfi story, not only adds significant revenue opportunities to Wonderfi story, but also diversifies our story outside of Canada in a meaningful way. In addition to, there is a robust product feature set and a robust product feature roadmap that will enable SmartPay to continue to build the products and services that the merchants that they work with today are looking for, and at the same time build out those products and services that certain merchants are looking for today that aren't in the market. Again, some of the biggest things around crypto payments would be pricing. And so, pricing can be, is a fraction of the cost of global remittance. There are no chargebacks, which is a meaningful difference than when somebody is using a credit card to process payments. And it can operate in a 24/7 manner. And so if you think about a world where, you want to go send a bank wire on a Saturday and then you have to wait till a Monday and then the bank puts it under a compliance review, SmartPay can handle all of that. It can be Friday evening, Saturday morning, Sunday night, 24/7 coverage, which I think is really important in a growing global economy. Tetra Trust, as mentioned, we own 43% of this business. We are the single largest shareholder of this business, and we are incredibly excited about its opportunities long term. It is the first and only of its kind regulated digital asset custodian in Canada, giving it significant opportunity for market share growth and an ability to really bring on the next wave of institutional adoption that comes in Canada. It has a very strong tech stack. It has the ability to support over 5,000 tokens. It's processed over 6 billion of digital assets. And again, we believe its regulatory positioning is really important to its long-term success. I've already touched on the regulatory piece quite a bit. Flexible and broad range of services, as I've mentioned, really uniquely positioned. Not only is it the first and only licensed crypto custodian for custodying digital assets, it recently received regulatory approval to be a custodian for staking services for digital assets, and is also uniquely positioned, to custody NFTs. We think this business can quickly grow and quickly position itself as the market leader in Canada for custodying digital assets. We also believe part of the trend with regulatory compliance and institutional adoption will be that there will be a requirement for private keys to be custodied in Canada in some capacity. Tetra, being the only custodian in the market today, would be uniquely positioned for that trend as it evolves. Sort of in summary here, proven track record with Wonderfi. We have acquired 5 businesses over the last year and a half. We believe all of these businesses add tremendous value and opportunity to the Wonderfi story and long-term opportunity. And at the same time, we have acquired and launched new products. We have also been in a position where we have obtained the key licenses needed to operate the businesses that we operate today. Whether it's Tetra becoming the first regulated custodian or Coinsquare becoming the first zero regulated marketplace or Bitbuy launching regulated staking, we have a clear track record of working with regulators and finding the balance between consumer protection and innovation. This will enable us to continue to launch products and services in a regulatory compliant manner and continue to grow and own market share in Canada through our licensing and our focus on product. In summary, why we believe you should invest in Wonderfi and why we are super excited about Wonderfi and our long-term growth opportunities. As mentioned, we operate and own 4 market-leading crypto platforms. We are fully funded with Canada's largest user base. We have diversified our revenue streams. We are a proven industry consolidator, completing 5 acquisitions over the last year and a half. We are one of, if not the most regulated crypto trading platform in North America, probably globally. Through these acquisitions, we have set out a clear path to profitability that started this past August with the migration of the Coinberry platform. And in September of this month, we are migrating the Coinsmart platform. Through these decisions and more, we have a clear path to profitability by early 2024. And I believe we are starting to see the benefit of economies of scale. Bringing these platforms together with 1.6 million registered accounts and over $17 billion traded on these platforms really creates the economies of scale for our business to absorb the growing compliance and regulatory costs that are hitting our industry as it matures, and at the same time be in a position to weather any storms as we've seen over the last year and a half with meaningful downturns or consolidation within the digital asset ecosystem. With that, I would like to thank you all for attending, and we'll take the last minute and 10 seconds to answer as many questions as I can. First question here. What new features are you considering on your products? Can you talk about your 2024 roadmap? That's a great question. As I mentioned, our licensing and regulatory positioning give us a clear path to offering new products and services in the coming year. Those products and services will most likely start with margin and derivatives trading. And as mentioned earlier, we are also looking at equities trading as well to be able to offer our clients a diversified offering of products and services on Canada's leading regulated digital asset platform. Another question was looking at any acquisitions to grow the business. I believe Wonderfi is in a unique position now as the clear industry consolidator and leader in Canada, where we can be more selective with opportunities. And, I'd say we are always open to look at opportunities, and we believe, the market is trending in the direction where there will likely be more opportunities than less over the next 6 to 12 months. But we believe we're in a unique position where we can look for only the most accretive deals that we want to pursue. I believe that was all the questions. I'd like to thank everybody again for taking the time. And if anyone would like to schedule one-on-ones or reach out separately, my email address is, or you can contact me, at invest@Wonderfi, as you can see on the slide. And I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the discussions today and have a great day.